Hello, everyone. Okay, so we are back with lesson 36. It's about verbs of motion with the prefixes pro and pere. So this lesson will have a format which is probably familiar to us by now. We'll compare the two prefixes and how they're different. I'll go ahead and just say right off the top, pere, it basically means to go across something, and pro is actually not, in my opinion, as far as I can see, it's not that commonly used. Pro basically means to go buy something. So not B-U-Y, not in the sense of purchase, but buy in the sense of to pass by something. So like if you are walking on the street or on the sidewalk and you walk past a park on one side, you would then describe that using a verb of motion with pro. You walked by the park, you walked past the park. But if you go through the park, if you walk across the park or through the park, then you would rather use a verb beginning with pere to indicate that you traversed the park from one side to the other. So that's the difference. There you go. You learned the lesson. But let's go ahead and continue as we normally do with a dialogue. So here's a man and a woman in a place that looks like they're moving because there's some things boxed up and furniture has been upended. I don't know. Let's see what's going on here.
Здравствуйте. Помогите, пожалуйста. У нас шкаф тяжелый, и мы не можем поднять его. А лифт еще не работает.
Давайте, а какой этаж?
3.
Нормально, поднимем. А вы тоже недавно сюда переехали?
Да, неделю назад. Это наша первая нормальная квартира.
Почему?
Мой муж военный, и раньше каждый год мы переезжали с места на место. Вот сейчас мы приехали из Мурманска.
А потом, может быть, вы переедете еще раз?
Нет, муж уже на пенсии. Ему 40 лет. Он служил на подводной лодке. А вы откуда переехали?
Мы переехали из дома напротив. Наш дом будут сносить, и мы получили квартиру здесь.
Вам повезло, это хороший дом.
Да, вот наши соседи переехали в другой район. Плохая экология, мало парков, магазины дорогие.
Ой, а про шкаф я забыла.
Пойдемте, я помогу вам.
Okay, so seems like a nice exchange between neighbors or new neighbors. Okay, so let's go ahead and fill in the verbs. As you can probably guess, as is fitting with the subject of the lesson, they're all verbs that begin with either pere or pro, but in this case they all begin with pere. Like I said, somehow I don't feel like the prefix pro is used that much. I haven't seen it used very often. Like if you look down here in the second dialogue, okay, here they use pro more, but I think that's probably a situation where it's specifically used in that sense. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, let's do one thing at a time. So let's go ahead and start this dialogue again.
Здравствуйте. Помогите, пожалуйста.
Hi, help me, please.
У нас шкаф тяжелый, и мы не можем поднять его.
We have a cupboard or this is a shkaf, so it's like a cupboard or a wardrobe or a closet, which is heavy. And we cannot lift it.
А лифт еще не работает.
And the lift still does not work. I think Russian may have a different word for lift or elevator that they sometimes use, but lift is common as sort of a loan word from British English.
Давайте, а какой этаж?
Давайте. So yeah, let's go. And which floor?
3.
Third, so third floor.
Нормально, поднимем.
Here we see a wonderful usage of the Russian adverb нормально, meaning normal, so meaning like okay. So she says it's the third floor, so he says normal. But поднимем, so let's lift it up.
А вы тоже недавно сюда переехали?
Okay, переехали. So and you also recently to here переехали. Okay, this is a different. So переехали basically means to move in. So he's saying, did you move in recently?
Да, неделю назад.
Yes, 1 week ago.
Это наша первая нормальная квартира.
This is our first normal apartment, as opposed to all those abnormal apartments that we had to endure previously.
Почему?
Why?
Мой муж военный, и раньше каждый год мы переезжали с места на место.
My husband is a voyenny. Vojna is war, so voyenny means something kind of like warrior. I mean, really, you should translate it as a soldier or as somebody enlisted in the military. But I just I find it funny because voyenny again, it comes from the word for war, so it's basically like warrior, which is obviously not a word that you'd really use in English today. But yeah, I mean, this is a normal word in Russian. So my husband is in the military, and и раньше, and previously, каждый год, every year, мы. Okay, so here's something in the past. So it's переезжали. That's right. So каждый год мы переезжали с места на место. So we used to move every year from one place to another.
Вот сейчас мы приехали из Мурманска.
Just now, we've moved from Murmansk. Murmansk is way in the north. It's where they have those submarine pens. Actually, technically, I think the submarine pens are at Severomorsk, but that's very close to Murmansk. So it's basically Murmansk is basically an adjunct to Severomorsk. It's basically the two cities are kind of strongly connected with each other because Murmansk serves the submarine industry. I believe it was the home site of the Red October submarine, you know, in that famous movie, The Hunt for Red October, and the book that it was based on.
А потом, может быть, вы переедете еще раз?
So, переедете, the V conjugation of переезжать. So he's saying, and after that, maybe you will move another time. So he's saying maybe you'll move again because of that.
Нет, муж уже на пенсии, ему 40 лет.
Things work differently in Russia. Wow. So no, a husband is already a pensioner. He's already retired. He is 40 years old. That's why I say things work differently in Russia. If you retire at the age of 40, I guess if you're a military person, yeah, like probably not if you're an office worker or something. Well, I know you don't retire at 40 if you're an office worker in Russia, but maybe if you're a soldier, you retire already at 40 years old. It's kind of seems a bit young for retirement, but again, you know, military works differently from other industries. So yeah.
Он служил на подводной лодке.
He служил. He served. Like yeah, he did his military service. На подводной лодке. This is a wonderful. It means submarine. So he was in fact a sailor on a submarine. Вода is water. So подводной, underwater, and then лодки. What is лодки? I mean, I know подводной лодки means submarine. But I actually don't know, does the word lodke mean anything by itself if it doesn't have the context of an underwater lodke? Oh, it's just a boat. Duh. Okay. Duh. Yes. Okay, so I get it. Okay. So it's actually pretty much a direct translation of the German Unterseeboot. So in German, a submarine is an Unterseeboot, literally an undersea boat. So actually in Russian, it's pretty much the same thing. They say подводные лодки, underwater boat. Okay, makes sense.
А вы откуда переехали?
And where did you move from?
Мы переехали из дома напротив. Наш...
Okay, so мы переехали. We moved. Из дома напротив. So basically the house across. So like, I guess the house just across the street.
Дом будут сносить, и мы получили квартиру здесь.
So our house will be wrecked. I guess they're going to tear down the house. So our house will be wrecked or destroyed or demolished. And we, so we have an apartment here now.
Вам повезло, это хороший дом.
You are lucky. It is a good house.
Да, вот наши соседи переехали в другой район. Плохая экология, мало парков, магазины дорогие.
Ой, а про шкаф я забыла.
Пойдемте, я помогу вам.
So this says, yes, наши соседи, our neighbors, переехали, moved в другой район. They moved into another region, like another. What exactly is. I mean, rayon means region basically, but I'm not sure. Does it mean region like a local region, like a district of the city? Or. Yeah, I guess it's. Yeah, it's not really region like in a region of the country. It's more like a region of the city, I think, like district. Yeah, it's kind of like district or neighborhood. You can probably think of it as like a city area rather than an area of a whole country or something like that. At least I think he means that in this context. He means they moved to a different part of the city, not that they moved to a different part of the country. Плохая экология, bad ecology. Not sure what they mean by bad economy would be one thing, but bad ecology. How do you have bad ecology? Does he mean pollution? Like there's a lot of pollution in this part of the city? I don't know. Мало парков, not many parks. Магазины дорогие. Stores are expensive. Ой, а про шкаф я забыла. Oh, and about the cupboard I forgot, or the wardrobe or the closet I forgot. Пойдемте, я помогу вам. Let's go, I'll help you. Okay, so this is an introduction to the use of the prefix pere, but this is pere specifically means to move houses, to move from one house or one apartment or residence to another. So it's not really the main meaning of it's kind of it's sort of a sub meaning of the prefix, which is not really, in my opinion, that relevant to the lesson. But oh well. Okay. And conversation or dialogue number 2, a man and a woman with a dog. I'm going to guess, and yes, indeed, according to the text here. So we have a Hozyain Sabaki, that is the owner of the dog, or dog owner, and then veterinar, of course, a veterinarian. So the veterinarian is this woman here with the stethoscope and the lab coat, and the dog owner is this guy with the dog. And I have no idea what's that on the wall. Is that a window, or is that the veterinarian's medical certificate, veterinary certificate? I don't know. Anyway, let's listen in, see what they have to say.
Здравствуйте, можно?
Проходите, пожалуйста. На что жалуетесь?
Вот у моей собаки какая-то аллергия, не проходит уже неделю. Мы поехали в нашу клинику, но там нам сказали, что только вы можете помочь, и дали ваш адрес.
Давайте посмотрим. Так. Думаю, это аллергия на пыльцу. Вы знаете, как у людей. Вот весна пройдет, и у вашей собаки аллергия тоже пройдет.
Доктор, но сейчас только начало апреля. Я проехал через весь город, чтобы вы мне сказали, что проблема только в этом?
Не волнуйтесь, сейчас я выпишу вашей собаке лекарство. Вот рецепт. Аптека недалеко. Перейдете улицу и увидите ее. Через неделю еще раз приедете ко мне, и мы посмотрим на результат. Думаю, у вашей собаки все пройдет быстрее.
Спасибо, доктор.
Не за что. Жду вас через неделю.
Okay. I found the guy's reaction to her information funny, but okay. Let's go ahead and do this again. So, a dog owner says,
Здравствуйте, можно?
Hi, можно, like, may I? I don't know specifically what he's asking permission to do. I guess he means, may I ask you a question? Can I come in?
Проходите, пожалуйста.
So, here we have, yes, проходите. Now, I believe here проходите means come in, but normally, we learned in a previous lesson, come in means the. So you'd have like входите, пожалуйста, would mean come in. So either I guess you can translate this as go through, like проходите can mean walk through, but you wouldn't really say that in this context. You wouldn't say walk through something, you'd say come in, so you'd say входите, пожалуйста, but oh well, whatever.
На что жалуетесь?
What's на что what жалуетесь? I think this means something like what's the problem, but what exactly is жалуетесь? That means complain. Okay, so what's the complaint? I wonder if this is a common phrase in Russian. So in English, in the medical profession, doctors will write that the patient is complaining about something, or usually if you go to like the hospital, especially you go to the emergency room or something, the complaint is what they technically call your reason for going there. But they wouldn't usually say, what's your complaint, or what are you complaining about? They'll say, what's your problem? So I don't know if this is, I guess this is how you phrase it in Russian. Anyway.
Вот у моей собаки какая-то аллергия, не проходит уже неделю.
Okay. Не проходит. Here, so у моей собаки, my dog, какая-то аллергия. So my dog has some type of allergy. Не проходит уже неделю. So it has not yet been a week.
Мы поехали в нашу клинику, но там нам сказали, что только вы можете помочь.
Мы приехали, so we went в нашу клинику, to our clinic. So we went to our clinic, но там нам сказали, but they told us there, что только вы можете помочь. They told us that only you can help.
Дали ваш адрес.
And they gave your address.
Давайте посмотрим.
Okay, let's take a look.
Так, думаю, это аллергия на пыльцу.
Yes, I think it's an allergy to pollen. Пыльцу is, pollen.
Вы знаете, как у людей.
Yes, indeed. You know, like with people. So people can have pollen allergies, like hay fever. And I don't know if do animals get hay fever, allergies to pollen? I don't know, but that maybe let's not take this as actual veterinary advice. Let's just assume this is done for the scenario.
Вот весна пройдет, и у вашей собаки аллергия тоже пройдет.
Okay, so пройдет. So here we have a meaning of pra, which is more fitting with the theme of the lesson, to pass by. So пройдет, to go by. So she's saying, вот весна пройдет, spring will go by, и у вашей собаки аллергия тоже пройдет. So, and for your dog, also the allergy will pass by.
Доктор, но сейчас только начало апреля.
Doctor, but now it's just the beginning of April.
Я проехал через весь город, чтобы вы мне сказали, что проблема только в этом?
Okay, hold on. So here he said, right, проехал. So I drove by через весь город. So I drove by the... Actually, in my opinion here, it would make more sense to say пере. He drove across the entire city. He's basically saying I drove across the city, but here he's using про to say I drove past the city. Чтобы вы мне сказал, in order for you to tell me, что проблема только в этом, so you can tell me that the problem is only this. This is why I find his reaction funny. He's basically upset, saying, "I drove across the city, so you can tell me that that's the only problem." It's like, were you hoping for a bigger problem? Were you hoping that the dog was more seriously sick than an allergy?
Не волнуйтесь.
Не волнуйтесь, don't worry.
Сейчас я выпишу вашей собаке лекарство.
Now I выпишу. Пишу means to write, and выпишу in this context means to prescribe, like for a doctor to prescribe medication. I prescribe вашей собаке лекарство. I prescribe your dog medication.
Вот рецепт.
Here is the recept, which I believe also means a recipe, but in a medical context it means a prescription.
Аптека недалеко.
Аптека недалеко. The pharmacy is not far away.
Перейдете улицу и увидите ее.
Or apothecary. So here we go. Bere. Now we have a bere word. We have, yes. Come on. Перейдете улицу, cross the street, и увидите ее. So this is a typical use of bere when you're crossing the street, for example. You'll use a word beginning with bere to indicate that you are going across the street on a pedestrian crossing. So перейдете улицу и увидите ее. So cross the street and you'll see, you'll catch sight of her being the аптека, the apothecary or drugstore or pharmacy.
Через неделю еще раз приедете ко мне, и мы посмотрим на результат.
Okay, через неделю, in a week, еще раз, приедете. So in a week, once again, приедете ко мне, come to see me again, и мы посмотрим на результат, and we will look at the result.
Думаю, у вашей собаки все пройдет быстрее.
So last one is пройдет, and once again that means to pass by. So думаю, у вашей собаки все пройдет быстрее. I think that everything will pass by your dog soon. Basically, it will all be over soon. It will all pass by soon.
Спасибо, доктор.
Не за что. Жду вас через неделю.
So, thanks, doctor. Не за что. Oh, it's nothing. Жду вас через неделю. I will wait for you in a week. Okay. Very nice. So everything is fairly straightforward with the first two dialogues. And now we have some examples of using bere and pro. So, for example, самолет перелетел океан. The airplane flew across the ocean. Он очень торопится, поэтому перебегает улицу. He is very торопится. What is... Okay, I have to admit, I don't know what hold on, let me get a translation of this because I'd like to know what торопится is. Торопится. Oh, hurrying. He's really in a hurry. For that reason, he runs across the street. So перебегает, to run across. So he runs across the street. Okay. Он переплыл эту реку. He swam across this river. Здесь можно переходить улицу. Here you may walk across the street. So переходить means to walk normally, but in the other situation, he перебегат because he was in перебежал because he was in such a hurry. And раньше они жили в Воронеже, а сейчас переехали в Санкт-Петербург. And here they use переехать in the sense of move in. So they used to live in Voronezh, which is a city kind of in southern Russia, and now they're moving to Sankt Petersburg, St. Petersburg. Okay. So those are uses of пере, and here we have про. For example, самолет пролетает над горами. The airplane flew by the mountains. So you can already see the difference. Пере is to go across something, and про is to pass by something. Similarly, корабль проплывает мимо берега. The ship sailed by the... it sailed by the... what is mimo? I actually don't... well, let me go ahead and translate this. It's not really that important, I think, because you can see. I mean, you can see what they're saying. It sailed by something. It didn't go through something, but still, I'd like to see. Let's see. Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure. It sailed past the shores. So right. So I'm going to guess that yes. So берега means shore. Okay. Fine. All right, makes sense. So the ship sailed past the shore. On pробежал марафон. So he, I think this, yeah, he ran past the marathon. I think this is kind of a meaning, like not literally meaning that he ran past something, but rather that he finished running the marathon. Туристы прошли 20 километров и остановились на отдых. So they, so they walked, so the tourists walked 20 kilometers. Yeah, I see. So pro also means apparently something in the sense of to go through, to finish walking some distance. They прошли 20 kilometers, which means basically they walked a distance of 20 kilometers. That also appears to be the sense here. Они проехали через несколько штатов США. They drove by many states of the USA. So there you go. I think you pretty much get the idea. Here, of course, we can say, let's look at the full list, and here we have a much larger list of verbs using, кошка прошла мимо мяча. Okay, so mimo means to go by in this sense. Прошла мимо, to walk by something. So кошка прошла мимо мяча, the cat walked by the ball. And кошка переходит улицу, the cat crossed this, or is crossing the street. Cat crosses the street. Right, and here we have all the different conjugations, which we will probably need shortly because we are about to have one of these lovely exercises. Oh, they're so much fun. Okay, so let's go ahead and conjugate перейти, to walk across. So where is this is pro. Where's перейти? Here's перейти. So we start with я перейду. Я перейду. Ты перейдешь is already there. So let's move on to он or она перейдет. Мы. Why did they switch вы and мы here? That's a bit odd. Мы перейдем. Вы перейдете. Они перейдут. And then он перешел. Она перешла. And они перешли. This is a typical sort of Russian way of learning things, just learning all these things by rote learning and trying to memorize them and repeat them. It's, I don't know what's the most effective way of learning. There's a saying in Russian which says something like, repetition is the mother of learning. And it really reflects the Russian mentality that, you just have to drill these things to learn them. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if this is really the best way to learn things, but it is the Russian way to learn things. So let's be Russian and learn Russian with Learn Russian. Переходить, я перехожу. So again, walk across, but now it's to walk across using the multi-directional verb of motion rather than the single directional. So я перехожу, ты переходишь. And она переходит. I think these are the same conjugations as for ходить, except now there's just a пере at the beginning. So it's really, if you know how to conjugate ходить, it's really not necessary to repeat all these, but they do. So yeah, we have мы переходим, вы переходите, они переходят, он переходил, and она переходила. And они переходили is already present. Now we have пройти, to walk through or walk by. That is here. Я пройду. Ты пройдешь. Он or она пройдет. Мы пройдем. Вы пройдете. Они пройдут is already there, so let's do the past tense forms. Он прошел, она прошла for the feminine is already there, and we finish off with они прошли. And finally, of course, we have the wonderful проходить, the multi-directional verb of walking pro. Я прохожу is already there, so let's do ты проходишь. Он or она проходит, мы проходим, Вы проходите, они проходят. And the past tense forms being он проходил, она проходила, and они проходили was already there. So with that, we are done with this. And we can now go ahead and fill in these 10 sentences, or actually 9 sentences since the first one's already filled in. So, на кольце у царя Соломона было написано «Все проходит, и это тоже скоро пройдет». That's a wonderful. It's actually a wonderful line. I like this one. This is a bit of wisdom. На кольце, on the ring, у царя Соломона, of King Solomon. Well, here they say Tsar Solomon because Russian doesn't really have. Actually, I was going to say Russian doesn't really have a word for king, but no, it does. A king is a korol in Russian, I think. So they should have actually used a different word here because Tsar is. Well, it's basically the same thing. It's a Russian word for king, but yeah. Anyway, on the ring of King Solomon, было написано was written, все проходит, и это тоже скоро пройдет. Everything passes, and this too will soon pass. So there you go. I guess that's the origin of the common phrase in English. This too shall soon pass. Okay, когда я something mimo моей школы. Okay, so obviously mimo, we remember mimo means to walk by something. So я всегда, okay, so because they say I always do this or this always happens when I walk by the school. So this is obviously pro, and it's chadit and not yidit because yidit would be a one-time thing. So they're saying regularly when I walk by the school. So this will be prochodit, and because it's ya, I prochodit, it's я прохожу. Когда я прохожу мимо моей школы, я всегда вспоминаю школьные годы. Whenever I walk by my school, I always remember school years. I guess that's a logical consequence. When you walk by your school, you might remember your time in that school. Мы всегда something дорого только по переходу. So, oh, I see. Okay, so they're talking about crossing the street. Here they're using the word дорого instead of улица. Doroga and ulitsa are similar, but an ulitsa really means like a street, and doroga means kind of like, can also mean like a path or a way. But okay, so we're talking about crossing the street. So this will be pere, because we use pere for crossing the street. And it's muy pere, but it's всегда. So again, it's a regularly occurring thing. This is not a one-time thing. It's a regularly occurring thing. So we use the multi-directional verb of motion, and so it's ехать. So мы переходим. There we go. Мы всегда переходим дорогу только по переходу. We always cross the street only at a переходу, only at a pedestrian crossing. I don't know what the difference is between a переходу and a перекресток. So the more usual word for a pedestrian crossing, as far as I know in Russian, is перекресток. In fact, there's even a popular supermarket. One of the most popular supermarket chains in Russia is called перекресток, which means, pedestrian crossing. So переходу, what's the difference between a перекресток and a переходу? Don't know. But I don't think it's that important. So, туристы something 15 kilometrov. Okay, so this is like the phrase that we had up here. They pro walk, and this means that they walked through that distance. So, I think they just did this once. It's not saying that they're doing it as a regularly occurring thing. They just did it one time. The tourists walked 15 kilometers. So, туристы прошли 15 километров и остановились на отдых. So, Right, okay, so the tourists walked through 15 kilometers. И остановились, they stopped to rest. They walked 15 kilometers and stopped to rest. Okay, fine. Наш друг работает в театре. Our friend works in the theater. И мы всегда something на спектакле бесплатно. And we always go to performances for free. So this is, again, a regularly occurring thing, so it's a multi-directional verb of motion, and I think here the word is pro. So they say pro, so they get through to the performances for free. So it's мы проходим. Мы всегда проходим на спектакли бесплатно. We always get to the spectacles or the performances free of charge. Антон something на новую работу каждый год. So, okay, so каждый год means every year. So this is something Anton does regularly. I think. Okay, this is a bit less clear. What they're saying here is he gets a new job. It literally says he goes to new work every year, but what they mean by that is he gets a new job every year. Okay, it's kind of an obtuse way of saying he gets a new job every year. He переходит на новую работу каждый год. Я не понимаю его. I don't understand him. Job hoppers. Okay, вчера, когда они something улицу, они встретили старую знакомую. So again, this is about the улицу, the street. So I'm going to assume that they something, the street. And it's not always clear if they did they перешли or did they переходили the street? I would say, since this is a one-time thing, it's talking about something that happened once, I would be more inclined to say that they перешли, but apparently in this case they expect you to use the multi-directional verb, so it's переходили. So there we go. Переходили. Ходили. There we go. Thank you, Shish. So, вчера, когда они переходили улицу, они встретили старую знакомую. So yesterday, while crossing the street, they met an old acquaintance. Знает means to know, so знакомую is like someone whom you know, a person whom you know, an acquaintance. Извините, но всегда сначала в дверь something дети и женщины, а потом мужчины. Oh, I see. Okay. So here it's talking about going through the door. В дверь про. So you go through the door. And it's saying всегда. So this is not a one-time thing. This is a regularly occurring thing. And it's third-person plural. It's talking about the people going through the doors. So let's go ahead and take this word. Oh wait, no, it's пере. We need the pro version. Они проходят. They pass through. They walk through the door. So, извините, но всегда сначала в дверь проходят дети и женщины, а потом мужчины. Oh, what a gentleman, what chivalry. Excuse me, but always passes through this door children and women, and only then men. So women and children always pass through this door before the men. What honor, what a sense of chivalry. Okay, наш сын уже something из второго класса в третий. So our son already something from second grade to the from second class, but it means, as Americans would say, second grade to the third. So the verb here is перейдет. So пере, to kind of to go across, to transition from the second grade to the third. But here it's past tense, so it's перешел. There we go. He already перешел from the second grade to the third. And finally, директор сказал, что с понедельника мы something на новый режим работы. So again, it's just better. They're transitioning, they're changing from one to another. A rejim работа, a working regime in Russian, just means hours of operation or opening hours. So, a store will have a rejim работа posted on it. That's the opening hours or opening times, the times when the store is open. And also, I guess office workers will probably have rejim работа, meaning their shift times or their scheduled times when they're in the office, their working hours. So, директор сказал, the director said, что с понедельника, that so понедельник is Monday. So с понедельника meaning as of Monday, beginning Monday. Мы and then the verb here is перейдет, so it's мы перейдем. Yes, there we go. С понедельника мы перейдем на новый режим работы. On Monday, we will transition to a new working regime, new working hours. Как это понимать? What does it mean? Well, I guess it means they'll be working different hours. I mean, that's pretty clear. I don't know. I'm not sure I understand this question. What does it mean? The director said that we will be working different hours. What could that possibly mean? Well, it means you'll be coming into the office and going at a different time. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, isn't it? All right, let's see. So we're up to exercise 5. How many exercises do we have in this lesson? It looks like we have 11. So where's a good point to... I'm just wondering when's a good point to stop this and go ahead and make a second video. Are we? Where's the halfway point? Let's go ahead and just do this conjugation real quick, and then I'll probably stop it there and make a second video out of this. So, okay, fine. So, переезжать to to drive across, but in this case can also mean to move. So, переезжать, where is переезжать? Here is переезжать. So, we have я переезжаю, ты переезжаешь, он or она переезжает, мы переезжаем. Вы переезжаете, and они переезжают. Meanwhile, past tense forms are он переезжал, она переезжала, and then они переезжали is already there. Пролетят, to fly by something. Here we have пролететь and пролетят. So, я пролетаю. Ты пролетаешь. Он or она пролетает. Not to be confused with they are proletariat, of course. Мы пролетаем. Вы пролетаете. Они пролетают. Он пролетал. Она пролетала. And они пролетали. Yes. Moving on. Переплывать, to swim across something or somewhere. Where is where is it? Do they not have it here? Oh, that's nice. Am I just missing it, or do they really not have it here? We have переплывать. Переплывать. I do not see it here. I will have to manually type it in because they did not include it in the reference. Well, that is just unconscionable. That is okay. Let's go. Let's see. I have it here, I think. So, я переплываю. Whoops. I'm off today. Whenever I try to hit backspace, I accidentally hit the equals key instead. Okay. Ты переплываешь. Он and она переплывает. Мы переплываем. Вы переплываете is already there. Они переплывают. And then past tense forms are он переплывал, она переплывала, and они переплывали, as always. And finally, we have пробегать, and пробегать is also not here, so I don't really know. Are they just expecting us to... I mean, the forms are fairly consistent, so you can probably guess what the correct forms are, but it would still be nice if... I mean... it's not a dictionary. It's not a dictionary, it's a teaching tool. So I guess the idea is that you have to kind of use your head a little bit and figure out what it is and not just copy and paste it. I guess that's fair. It makes a certain kind of sense, doesn't it? So, я пробегаю, ты пробегаешь. Он and она пробегает. Мы пробегаем. Вы пробегаете, они пробегают. And the past tense forms, actually I just copied this from here, so there's они пробегали, and then он пробегал, and она пробегала. And oh dearie, dearie me, I seem to have made a mistake. How could this have happened? Can I spot the mistake quickly, or does it make sense to stop the video and identify the error in the next one? Let me see here real quick. Oh. There we go. Right there. That was the mistake. It's ona probegala. I had written something else for... I think I forgot... yeah, I think I copied it from probegali, and then I forgot to erase the E at the end. That was the problem. It's ona probegala, and then ani probegali. Okay, fine. So there you go. That's that. Next time we'll go ahead and fill in some sentences with these words and continue on with more verbs and more sentences, and then a couple of cool down exercises at the end. So I'll see you folks in the next video. Until then.